took what you treasure, and I'm never gonna give it up. I left these empty streets and hide within the shadows. You think I'm low, but you don't know how low I'll go. I've been hunting for it, I've been planning for it. I'm the villain, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I've been hunting for it, I've been planning for it.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I got the DJI RSC2 and I wanted to take you through the complete setup. And I wanted to take you through a little unboxing, spoiler alert, I've already pulled it out of the packaging, but kind of show you what's here, take you through the setup, and just get you ready to rock with a new gimbal in your hands. If you've never shot on a gimbal, it's definitely something to consider if it's in your budget. You can get these like really stylized shots that you just can't get handheld. Let's hop in, I'll show you everything that's in here, we'll get it set up, we'll get the camera on it, and we'll get it ready to rock. So when you open it up, it's small, like look at this. This is what it packs down to. I had the older DJI gimbal, but look at this. This is so small and so compact, and they've added a few upgrades to it, so I just wanted to upgrade it. I wanted to get something fresh. Everything's small, all the axes is lock, and that's easy to pack, which is, it's a home run for me. When you take it out of the package, you're gonna see some different things. We'll go through what those things are and how to set it up. Comes looking like this. You just rock this thing back, lock it in, and there's an unlock wheel right there. By the way, how's this video quality look? I did a little upgrade on the camera system as well. We'll talk more about that. This, we spin to lock. Okay, here is the little handle tripod that goes on the bottom. You might have to charge your gimbal up. Mine had like 25% battery it came with, so I didn't have to charge it. Now from here, we basically just need to get it set up for the camera, and I'm gonna take you through how to balance this thing as well. I figured while we're doing it, we might as well go through how to balance a gimbal. Maybe you've never done it. It takes some practice balancing one of these things, but once you get it, you kind of get it. It is kind of like riding a bike. We'll get this thing set up, we'll get it balanced, we'll shoot a little bit, and call it a wrap. Okay, DJI sends actually two of these. This one's a little taller. My other one's on the camera that I'm filming on. This gets screwed into the bottom of your camera as your mount, and this mount's pretty universal. So you can leave it on the bottom of your camera. That, once it's on your camera, slides into the base plate, and then the base plate slides into this. I will show you all that. Okay, so here's my Sony a6400. All the cameras are gonna set up the same. It's just when you balance the gimbal, you're gonna balance it to that camera and that lens. That's the only thing that really changes if you switch things up. But we're just gonna screw in the base plate to the bottom. They send you a little package of nuts and things. One thing to consider is that this actually goes on the camera sideways. Most mounts would mount like this. This mounts sideways. And the reason for that is the way it slides in, but it doesn't really screw you up on your tripod. You're just going at a 90 to what you're typically used to. I do like that these come with a little handle so you can just screw it down. You don't have to worry about having like, you know, a screwdriver or a hex wrench or something. It just screws down, just super nice. Okay, base plate's on the camera. This base plate slides into this. You just want to make sure your lever here is unlocked. When you slide your camera on, you slide it on this way so the long end of the base plate is near the lens. That'll make more sense later too. Okay, and then we're just gonna take and we're gonna unlock and pop all of these and get this gimbal set up so it looks like a gimbal. Now that our camera is set up and looks like a gimbal, I relocked all of these axes. I relocked all the axes so we can go through and balance them individually. That's important for balancing the camera later. We need to make sure this little lever here is unlocked. Slide the camera in. Once the camera's in, then we can lock it down. The only thing we're gonna add is this lens support, which is gonna base the lens just like that. It's gonna give your lens some extra support. So that just screws into the front, slide it up to the lens, screw it down. That's just some extra support, especially if you're using longer lenses and stuff like that. I know that's helpful for the gimbal's motors. And basically you have a gimbal setup now that it looks like a camera and a gimbal. We just got to get it to functioning. Before we even turn it on, is I'm going to select the right cable, which on most Sonys is our USB-C to micro USB. That goes in the RSS camera feed. You'll see that right at the bottom here. And then it plugs into the side of your Sony. If your camera is different, DJI has all the different cords it comes with, so it should match up with your camera unless you're shooting on something pretty unique. Now we just need to go through and get this camera balanced. The first thing we're gonna balance is this direction. So we're gonna pop this lock here, and we're gonna see how the camera hangs this direction. It should be able to sit like that. You can see right now it doesn't. So I've got to loosen this knob, bring it back till I get in a place where this camera balances. And the nice thing is once you have it balanced, you're good. Like, you don't have to come back and rebalance all the time. So that looks good. And the second thing is we want this camera to be able to sit level this direction. We're gonna pop this side lock next to the camera here. And we're gonna slide the camera front and back till it gets to a balance point. See, that's pretty good there. At this stage in the game, my camera sits level. I can tilt it up, sits up, sweet. The next thing we're gonna balance is this axis here, which is gonna control if the camera goes side to side. I gotta unlock it, which is right at the bottom. Okay, see how that camera slides there? So we're gonna loosen the knob and get the camera to balance. Good. Okay, so this thing is pretty well balanced, and the only axis left to balance is the very bottom here. So we're gonna unlock that. Okay, so balancing the pan is the final adjustment, and that's this one right here on the bottom. We're gonna make sure it's unlocked and swiveling. We want the camera facing sideways to us, and this thing basically perpendicular, horizontal, whatever you want to call it. This thing is facing that way. And then we're going to tilt it forward and see how it spins. It shouldn't spin when we do that. So we're going to adjust that, loosen the knob, adjust that a little bit, and see how that holds still. It's not spinning either direction. I got kind of lucky there actually, but this thing is pretty balanced. We're going to hop into the app and give it a test. Turn the gimbal on. That's this button right here. Once you turn it on, you'll see lights turn on and you'll know it's on. I've already got a DJI account, but if you don't, you're just gonna go into DJI Ronin, set up an account, and get this thing ready to rock. You're going to find whatever model you're using in here. It's the DJI RSC2. We're gonna make sure all of them are unlocked so we can test it. And then DJI will tell you how to test it. Basically, you just set it on a slant, begin your test, and we're gonna find out. All right, so everything is balanced and ready to rock. You're just gonna plug in your cord, turn your camera on, and once it's balanced, your cord's plugged in, your camera's on, you're ready to rock. I wanna thank you guys for being here for this tutorial. I hope it helps somebody. And gimbals are super fun once you get to know how to use them. If you guys have any questions, drop them below in the comments. I'm happy to help. I was new to a gimbal once. They're kind of intimidating, but once you get to use them, man, they're a sweet tool. I appreciate you guys for watching. Do me a favor, if you're into this kind of thing, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you back for the next one.